We're going to go ahead and do a quick reading for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on. Mercury has shifted into Libra until October 6th. Now, this is important for everyone. It's going to highlight all things regarding communication and relationships, but it's also showing us things that we need to work on. Huge karmic clearing happening, and clearing of karmic contracts is happening, but it's also showing us imbalances and things that we may need to work on within our connections. Okay, so we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine, just to see what is going on or what's kind of coming up today. Remember, this is just a general reading, so only take what resonates for your specific situation. That's why I encourage you to do the one-on-one sessions through my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I have readings, I have coaching for you. And of course, I am an energy healer. I have lots of healings, clearings, and activations, which are really, really going to help you on the energy level and with your situation. So if you need me, always just book me on my website. So let's see what is going on for the divine feminine first. And I love Libra, so not to get too far ahead of us, but this weekend is going to be huge. You might be kind of feeling that now with the energies as we're navigating them and even preparing for Sunday is our new moon, but it's also our solar eclipse. And of course, Monday, my favorite, that's the equinox. And this is what I pay the most attention to. We're also shifting into Libra season. So today's alignment that we're moving into is preparing us for Libra season, where the energies are going to kind of change. So like I said, it's all about balance within your connections, within your relationships. Now remember, all of your relationships carry karmic undertones. They're here to help you to work on certain things that you need to work on in this lifetime. So getting more awareness of those things, since we're in this eclipse, I call it gateway in between, right? We're in between the eclipses. You might be feeling it on the physical level as you're healing a lot, and that can take kind of a toll on your energy. But you're getting a lot of clarity of like what to be doing, what to be working on, changes you need to be making within your life. Okay, so it's highlighting these kind of themes as we're getting ready for the equinox. The equinox brings big energies, and we're really, really starting to feel it as we're moving closer to the equinox too. So, divine feminine, let's see what is going on for you first. Redirect your thoughts. Focus on what you want to attract in this relationship, not on what you fear will happen. So the thing is, some of our fears we're consciously aware of. So I always call it the mind, right? The conscious. Some of them are unconscious. So it's actually our subconscious that creates our reality. So doing work on purging out and releasing fears, fear-based narratives, and this is a huge focus with Mercury and Libra, negative thoughts, loops, things that you've been kind of going into, whatever it is, being guided to heal and work on any fear-based patterns, especially any thoughts about yourself, your twin flame, or your connection. I was reminding someone this morning, just your little friendly reminder that your thoughts are creating your reality as you go. So if we have unhealed fears, they tend to seep into areas of our life and areas of our relationships and playing out, because we have a second card about this too. Leave your fears behind. They're stopping this relationship from blossoming. So when we focus on our fears more than what we do desire, what we do want, we tend to play out these things. And I don't want to say danger, but there's a danger that these can throw off obviously yourself and your own energy, because you're stressing yourself out, but also your connection with your twin flame or in your union too. So it's really, really important that we are getting a grip on how this 5D reality works, and we're beginning to really, really focus on our manifestations, our dreams, what we want to happen, putting positive intentions out there, especially as that's what we normally do with the new moon. Now, when we have a solar eclipse, I keep saying lunar eclipse. So we have a solar eclipse. It's very important that we are taking that as a new moon, but extra strong. So we want to kind of continue with what we would do with that new moon, but understanding that there's very strong energies at play right now. And so things are manifesting fast. When it comes to manifestation, sometimes we're seeing that instantly in our reality, or sometimes it takes a second, but it's always working. And so it's important that we're doing the self-work on ourselves and the inner work to change and to shift out of any negative patterns, things happening, things that we don't like in our life, and kind of making that effort. So the next card is make an effort. This love is worth taking risks. You're being called to move forward. Maybe, and this can indicate when I see this message, maybe things are kind of not moving forward or been a little stagnant with your connection, specifically with this person. And it just kind of depends on why. Maybe you guys have kind of reached this space where you're needing to move something forward, whether the connection itself, how things are going with it, what's kind of going on with it too. So you're needing to kind of flow, or to tap in to get this kind of flowing with your connection. If you're ever needing help, or you're feeling stuck, things aren't moving forward, you guys know where to find me on my website. I always encourage, that's why the healings are very, very important too, because they can really, really help obviously with shifting your energy. And when you shift your energy, you also shift the connection through your energy. Open yourself to others. This is how you will create new friendships and attract a love relationship. So I love this because we are working on right now our connections, obviously with your twin flame, but with everyone, right? You're being guided to look at all of the relationships in your life and to connect on a healthier level. I find that when we have relationships, things going on, they tend to be with everyone, not just romantically, although when we are with someone romantically, it's a lot closer connection generally. And these things are kind of triggered more or highlighted more for you to work on or work out. So you're being guided to, we're in like relationship themes, and we're going to continue into that even more strongly as we shift into Libra season. You're being guided to also surrender. This is ego, which goes along with the fear or ego wounds being triggered, or layers or negative thoughts being triggered. Time to detach, trying to work on any trust issues. And this is like free falling, having faith, and trusting the situation or the connection. So you're being guided to surrender the ego. And this is a huge part of it too. This is what I see for, and this isn't going to resonate for everyone, only take what fits your situation, I always say. But for those that are in that chaser energy, you're going to notice that it actually makes it worse, not better. And that person, when you are in that energy, it actually is going to amplify, I don't want to call them runner, but if someone's in that pattern or runner mode, and this could be through behavior, things they're doing, whatever, you're going to kind of know it, it will amplify their fears. It'll actually make it worse generally. So it could be that, but it could be with the situation in general. And this is like, it's not even always the connection, it's just ego coming up. It could be things being triggered. These situations are meant to trigger you, like they're meant to show you what you need to heal. This is what it's all about underneath. Some people are aware of that. Some people don't tap in that deep, but it is meant to go deeper to help you to heal certain things that are coming up. So we have these two cards. You're being guided to heal any type of family issues and inner child. So the thing with inner child is that our relationships mirror our inner child dynamics oftentimes, and things that we need to resolve. And sometimes we are aware of this, sometimes we're not aware of it once again. But oftentimes we are recreating and replaying out unhealed aspects that we need to heal based on old patterns or inner child dynamics, or even old karmic situations in our life, so that we can bring healing to them. So perhaps you're being guided to become more aware of how your own childhood experiences have shaped the type of partner you're attracting, the dynamics that you're playing out, old wounds that you may need to heal within yourself, even like nothing to do. Usually it is to do with the relationship, obviously, of why you bring certain dynamics into your life, but also things you need to heal within yourself that you're working on, and kind of doing that self-work. This is like solar plexus, confidence, inner child wounds, relationship dynamic kind of energy coming up. You're seeing things on a deeper level, like, and this could be with your twin flame too, seeing past. A lot of times, and this goes for both sides, but this is a reading for the divine feminine, oftentimes your divine masculine will put on, I don't want to call them personas, these masks that they're unbothered, unfazed, they're fine. And that's like the farthest things from the truth, because oftentimes twin flames mirror and reflect the same energy, feelings, emotions, and things kind of going on within. And so this could be also just a lot of times the divine masculine has been programmed, I always say programmed, taught to not show their emotions outwardly. And usually if they do pull back, it's because that's how they deal with their own emotions and things coming up for them and kind of resolve things. It just kind of depends. So this is the divine feminine watching this, is seeing things on a deeper level. Welcome to eclipse season and helping us to see things. And about your divine masculine, like, and past, you know, sometimes I've seen with so many twin flames, because obviously I do this work, where they act maybe fine or unfazed or, you know, about the connection, about the situation, about what's going on with them. But that's just sometimes what they may be saying, presenting, or whatever. So I always say there's like the outer world, and this is what we're talking about, what they're showing or saying outwardly. And then there's the inner reality, which is their thoughts, right? What's really going on with them. They might be kind of having this disconnect between what they're showing or saying outwardly and what's kind of going on within them too. Just be mindful of your divine masculine, that if you've been going through a lot, because twin flame can stir up a lot of trauma, emotions, things to work on, that they are too. And sometimes some divine feminines are very aware of that and very attuned to the masculine, and some, you know, maybe not so much. It just kind of depends on where you're at with that. So this is, once again, in this reading, very strong ego issues are coming up. And with the divine feminine side of things too, this could be thoughts coming, it could be negative thoughts, how you're seeing things, needing to maybe shift that or shift the perspective, but also pertaining to or with your divine masculine of what's kind of going on with them too. It also relates to seeing things, seeing your situation on a much deeper level, I say layers, right? Level of things, and kind of seeing through the masculine of what they're going through too. Okay, so we have reunion and reconciling your differences, and this is like working on things, and basically twin flames are to heal anything keeping you apart. This could be rifts between the divine feminine, divine masculine energies, issues that have come up, blocks that have come up. I call these blocks, and it's up to both twin flames to do the work to shift out of inner blocks and patterns. But if one is doing that, it's going to help with both. And so, like, you know, we talked about shifting out of fear blocks. That's a lot of what we're talking about. Fear and ego blocks for the divine feminine are coming up for you big time. This could be, you know, things coming up from within or whatever. So we have these blocks that are coming up. When you shift and you dissolve, I call these, because these happen on the energy level oftentimes, but when you shift out of or dissolve or heal a block or a wound, it's going to do so for both, because oftentimes if you're very heavily in a fear, your divine masculine will mirror that back to you and reflect that back to you. It's part of the connection. So when you go within and when you heal, especially on the energy level, it's going to help to shift out of certain things and to like completely clear them from the connection too. So with eclipses, they bring a lot to the surface, but like I keep saying, they help you to see things on a deeper level, shifting out of patterns. We have beyond the illusion and change your perception. So you're seeing things past the 3D level. As you're awakening, you're seeing things differently, obviously, and on a higher dimensional level. And that's what this work is all about with Twin Flame, is to help you on your ascension path or your ascension journey too. So you're seeing things on a much deeper level. We keep talking about that, but you're getting clarity, but sometimes awakening can be painful, right? It's having to break down illusions and things within yourself and having these deep realizations. And it can be a painful process as well too, to be shaking off the old or clearing the old. So you're going through a lot of, reading is indicating a lot of, I always say, clearing of ego layers and awakening, but this might have even been a painful process that you've been going through within yourself, or triggered by your twin flame in some type of way. So we have Master Alchemist, Violet Flame activation. Make sure that you're doing energy healing work. It's going to help you so much. That's why when you guys do the healings with me, you guys notice obviously how your feeling shifts, but so great for clearing negative or stuck or stagnant energy and blocks, but also your outer situation changes in a good way, right? And you see positive results. So if you need it, make sure you're doing some type of clearing work, some type of healing work. This will help you, because oftentimes, and this is with awakening, we're dealing with processing so much so fast. It's like you're healing your entire lifetime, past lifetimes, and you'll be able to tell that with your thoughts at times where you're going back. And I always say the past has already happened, but you're processing it here within the now. And when we go into past stuff and we're not on the same vibration. And so as we're going into these areas, we're bringing that up in the now. We can't change the past like we think, but we're processing that in the now. And we're having to clear a lot of low vibrational energies that we're still holding on to. We're doing a lot of deep healing on the soul level. So you're transmuting a lot of energies, whether these are things coming up in the now that you're moving through, being triggered to the surface, or even past stuff. So just be aware you might have reflections from your past that are coming up very heavily during this time, Divine Feminine, and it's going to show you areas you need to heal more, or what is still unhealed that you're carrying within you that might be coming up from this situation. Okay, so, and one more thing with Libra, because we got a lot of Libra energy, Mercury in Libra till the 6th. We got, shifting into Libra season, that equinox on Libra. So I think it's very important that we're realizing this relationship, it could be relationship karma, or the scales are seeking balance, or it could be relationship baggage that's unresolved will be coming up very strongly during this time and being highlighted within you. And you'll be able to know, like I said, by, where you're going when you're going within. Okay, so we have the 6 of Pentacles, and I love this because this is my balance card. It's got the scales literally on it. And it's like balancing something. This is how you're giving and receiving energy within the connection. This is also, I always say this is a twin flame confirmation card, but you already know that if you're watching this, right? Okay, so this is, believe it or not, because it depends how you take that. I always say that's my twin flame confirmation out of the deck kind of message, okay? But it's also about how you're giving and receiving energy. Now, this is highlighting some type of imbalance. A lot of people get really, really swept up in their connections, and we are learning as the Divine Feminine that we're not the sacrifice. You are the altar. You are not the sacrifice. You're no longer going to sacrifice yourself for this connection. And in fact, twin flame generally, I haven't seen any twin flames that aren't designed like this. You are designed to heal other areas and aspects of yourself, your energy, and your life. Now, everyone's at different places while I do these general readings. That's why I always say, you want the one-on-one guidance, come to my site. It'll help a lot. But while I'm doing this general reading, some people are very much in union and having an amazing time. Some people are in separation and navigating the perils of this. Now, for those in separation, and I always say this to people, you're being guided to, I don't want to say detach because you can't from the connection, but to disconnect and work on other areas of your life. And this is why I see a lot of twin flames. This is different for everyone, and it's different as to how your individual process will go. But some twin flames will come in and out. And if they're out, if you're in a space where you have a lot of time by yourself, and this could be in union, spending time by yourself, or it could be in separation, having lots of time to yourself, you're being guided to work on and strengthen the other areas of, obviously, your energy. We talk about the importance of that, and your life. How many times have you had, I don't want to say, I was saying like the fire this morning. How many times have you had your entire life burned down and many things stripped away? You've lost pretty much every connection in your life. Or they've changed or whatever. You've lost a lot of connections in your life. You've lost a lot of situations. You've lost a lot of the external. And this is why, as we are navigating, moving forward, what will play out both in our individual lives and on a collective level, I think it's so important that we are anchoring more into the 5D, into the spiritual, because this is what's going to remain through it too. So you're being guided to work on yourself and your own energy, knowing that the external can change, but you're taking yourself with you, right? Doing that inner work is so important as to what will manifest and continue to change and evolve and grow within your life externally too. So you're being guided to work on other areas of your life, and a lot of people don't want to hear that. And even your divine masculine, through things they tell you or say to you, they give you great clues or insights into that too at different times, but you kind of know. It's very important for the divine feminine. For the first time ever, we are healing an entire paradigm of love and how we connect with each other, rewiring it to be more healthy. And we're going through major upgrades to ourself energetically and our relationship templates and how we love, how we attract, and who we connect with and how we connect. And so it's very, very important that you are healing yourself in other areas of your life, because some of you guys have been so programmed, I say programmed, and wired up to love at great sacrifice to yourself and your own energy, and even sometimes self-destruction in your past if you didn't notice, and that is not healthy. You're being guided to heal any unhealthy ways that you've been connecting both within yourself and your own energy and with other people. And this connection oftentimes will highlight imbalances in your life, areas you need to work on within yourself, or even your actual life, and kind of leveling up your own life. When you do that inner work and you begin to really upgrade your vibrational frequency in other areas of your life, your twin flame is always going to meet you there. Anytime you shift into a higher timeline, right? They're going to be there with you. Lower timelines, they'll go back with you too. So it's very important that you are realizing that your own energy is such an important basis for this connection, and that you're really working on yourself and continuing to work on areas of your life that may need it, as this Libra energy is highlighting imbalances both within yourself and blocks, and areas of your life that need a little bit more TLC, love and attention. Okay, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and this is in reverse. Some of you guys, this is your foundation for your twin flame connection, but this goes back to, and this is a block. So this is like some of you guys, this is, yeah, it's a money card. We got the Pentacles, but it's like some of you guys have had very unhealthy foundation for everything we talked about. It goes with this whole reading of your own family stuff growing up. Maybe your parents didn't have the healthiest modeling of a connection, and we absorb that and we take that. That's our first template that we then go date. Like family, first relationships, right? And we go date, we begin to play that out. We begin to act this out, whatever was going on there. And this is where our things get karmic. Some of you guys have had very karmic, your parents' relationship was very karmic and maybe not healthy, or even how they connected with you. Some of you guys didn't have the best childhoods or whatever was going on there. This leads to karmic connections. Some of you guys are healing karmic patterns that made you weren't looking for love. You thought you were, but you were looking for things that weren't healthy in your connections, because this is also a karmic card where some of you guys have had karmics that maybe were not great for you in some type of way. When I see this card, this is like some type of control thing in your relationship. Some of you guys, this is indicating, you know, staying with people, I hate to say it, for money or for the wrong reasons, or, you know, looking for people, you know, you thought were successful, but it wasn't, they weren't great people to date, or whatever it was. You're healing and reshaping how you look at the world and how you relate with your relationships and how you connect with people and what you're looking at them for, or what attracts you and things like that too. There's some type of imbalance here that is still affecting your finances related to past relationships or even inner child wounds and things like that. Maybe you just need to heal relationship blocks and money blocks, or sacral healing. It just kind of depends, but there's some type of healing that you need here with your love life and even your finances that's affecting things financially from previous relationships. This could be a past relationship karma that was affecting your finances in some type of way. It could just be blocks that you picked up in inner child blocks, like in childhood, where you just didn't do very good in relationships and money. It just kind of depends. But there's something going on here. There's some type of current, or we wouldn't be talking about it, block right now still affecting you in matters of love or money. And so it's kind of coming up with the divine feminine. That's why I have so many healings for those areas on my website too. And so you guys will see that if you go in my shop and start flipping through it. And I have a big focus on both of those areas because they're very, very connected. So some type of healing needed there. All right, we have the Chariot, but it's in reverse. Now, one of my favorite cards of the deck too, because it's getting things moving. This is once again, lots of sacral and solar plexus stuff is coming up for this Divine Feminine, of healing your sacral chakra and solar plexus. This is having no willpower. You're feeling powerless. You might be feeling zapped. You don't know what direction to go, or you're just lacking direction. It's like maybe you're not empowering yourself. Some of you guys have like let go of the wheel already too much, and you're expecting like the universe to do everything, and you're not getting any results because you need to really empower yourself and learn this stuff. There's some type of blocks here, like you're blocked by obstacles or loss of control. And one of the best things that we learn how to do through healing is to empower ourselves, or to take back our power from the places we've left it or given it away. And sometimes we didn't even realize we did, because we didn't have it to start with. And like, that's why we learn this stuff. We learn through, learning that we actually create our reality, manifestation. We begin to empower ourselves. But a lot of people don't like that, because we can't go into that victim mode, which is like, it really zaps your soul and your spiritual energy and things like that. And it's like shifting out of those patterns. So once again, very connected to inner child and past stuff. Some of you guys, you're so used to being siphoned in childhood by your family or by, karmics, that you're zapped out, and that you need to really, really work on strengthening your solar plexus and your energy, so you can step into your power and make things happen to move things forward in your own life, we talk about, but with this situation. So if you're like just kind of in limbo, I say, or like you're not getting the results you want, you're kind of feeling stuck, or you're just not having a ton of energy, you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling tired all the time to really call back and pull your energy back, and to work on your frequency, because this is going to help make you feel better. You're going to have a lot more energy, a lot more motivation, and you're going to really move this forward in some type of way. So you might feel with this card, a block here. This is like being stuck. And yeah, it could be the eclipses, but I doubt it, because they just reflect what's going on within us too. So when I see that card, it's like, maybe you guys, it could be from past stuff, most likely. It just kind of depends. So just something going on there. And then I see, because we're going to go a little deeper into this, we have the Seven of Wands. And when I deal with this card, it's like fight or flight. And it's like you've been kind of stuck in fight or flight, or maybe even freeze mode, where you're not doing much, or you've been in fight or flight, and it's like things coming up, and maybe you're being a little too defensive, the ego once again, or a little too protective of your energy, shutting people out. And it's like, sometimes this is like not getting along with your divine masculine in some type of way, but sometimes it's literally just behind, like your body, your nervous system might be kind of stuck in fight or flight mode. You might have your own avoidance patterns because of that. You might get defensive when you're kind of being guided through this, or whatever it is kind of going on within you. It's really healing, and that goes with your solar plexus. It's really healing your nervous system with this card and with this message. It could indicate not getting along with your divine masculine, but sometimes it's not even that. It has to do with your relationships and kind of how I always call it been wired up, how you've been wired up to start, and things like that. So this is coming up of like just needing the overall healing, and healing your nervous system for this message, healing your solar plexus, all kind of connected, obviously, with that reading we just did for the Divine Feminine and what's kind of going on. So Divine Feminine, with this reading, you're being guided to really heal your energy and to heal your nervous system and things like that. You might have had previous, maybe some of you guys, and not for everyone, but some of you guys might have been through, and this could be known to you or unknown, even some type of like narcissistic connections. It could have been childhood, or it could have been a previous connection that kind of threw you off and made you more hypervigilant, fear, whatever it is kind of coming up to heal. So just healing your overall energy. Okay, we're going to do a reading for the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine, let's see what's going on for you. Okay, we have love your shadow. You're doing shadow work. Accept and work with the flaws in yourself so you can learn to accept others as they are. Major shadow work coming up for the Divine Masculine. It's like just you versus you. Things coming up internally, and shadows, just unhealed areas we need attention, your own patterns, your own blocks, things kind of coming up. It's like going deeper, and it could be purging out negative energy, negative emotions, things that are being triggered because this connection is familiar to you, and it's hitting on, and I see this when I work with people, like A lot of people think they end a connection and they go into a new one and it's going to be amazing, but it's actually going to hit the same wounds and triggers until you heal them. So it could be old wounds and triggers that are being hit through this twin flame connection, where it's making you have to do the shadow work and really look at yourself in some type of way. So having good boundaries is a must. You need to teach people how to treat you by being clear on what you will and won't allow. And this is like working on having your needs met by having good boundaries within the connection. It's so important too that you're right, you know, that you're voicing your needs or your boundaries or what you need within the connection or what you can't do in the connection. So you're learning how to set healthy boundaries with your twin flame divine feminine, so they're also not walking all over you, projecting all over you. It just kind of depends on what's going on with that. And boundaries help us to have better energy so that we can thrive in our connection. They're not to shut people out like we think. Like when we set healthy boundaries, they can better understand how to love us and, you know, how to work with that. Okay, you're letting go of a lot. If someone leaves you confused more than you're comforted, you need to reassess their access to you. So this is autumn, where we let go of everything not serving us in our life. It's literally like, just like the trees are getting ready to do that, so do we. And that's what we do with the equinox as we're getting ready to shift into another season. But we're also being called to release energies no longer aligned or no longer serving us. And the inner work we do will reflect that externally. So we're always trying to do that externally. We need to go within and let go of, this is misaligned energies not serving you, old energies. For this person, some type of energy clearing work will really help you, divine masculine, through the process. Pay attention to signs. The synchronicities you've been noticing are not coincidences. I love it because oftentimes they are magical little signs and messages straight from the universe that maybe only you get, or maybe they just really portrayed. And I mean twin flame synchronicities and signs, because we get that with awakening, but ones that are important to your connection. I know so many twin flames that get songs, telepathic messages, downloads, angel numbers, right? Seeing little things that only could portray into your twin flame. It could be seeing their name everywhere, seeing people that other feminines that remind you of your divine feminine in like so many different ways. And this reminds us of, I don't want to call it the subtle and the not so subtle orchestration of the universe guiding us on our path, but twin flames oftentimes get tons of powerful confirmations about the connection straight from the universe. This helps you to navigate it. Okay, we have fresh start, new opportunity, release the past. This is your second chance. You're being guided to do it right this time. And with this connection, you're being guided to let go of something from your past, because we have the karmic partner message too. And so some of you guys, this could be healing from previous karmic relationships and patterns and imprints that have been left behind from this connection. Or, you know, you might have karmic connections that you're still navigating that are being triggered to the surface. So we're being guided to look at other connections and cords within our energy field. Yes, this could be not for everyone, but if you're navigating a third-party situation or a karmic in the picture, or something like really cleaning up and decluttering your own energy field so that it's not a problem within the union or coming into union. Or for some, it might be just healing from your karmic past. It just kind of depends, because we have these karmic undertones, Saturn, right? Libra, very Saturn. Okay, so we have this divine timing message where patience, perseverance, and you know, this is also trusting the divine in this process. So there might be some kind of a timing issue, and I love that because it's like 5 minutes too late, 5 minutes too early. It hasn't been time yet. It could be the process that's playing out with you and your twin flame, and it just kind of depends. So there could be some type of karmic holdup within this situation, like a karmic block, or even just the process may feel slow that you're working through and moving through, because it's about healing. And I think this is really important. You're spending a lot of time alone right now, but this is helping you to retreat, go into your thoughts and heal your own energy, and going deep within yourself. Oftentimes the masculines go into, I call it their silence, right? And this is important too, so that you can go within and listen to your thoughts and listen to the divine and work on strengthening that connection. So if you're spending a lot of time, whether in union, you're needing some time to recharge and rest and recalibrate, eclipse season, or you're, you know, in separation and you're very much in your little healing cocoon, it just kind of depends. You're being guided to spend more time with yourself and your thoughts and to really pay attention. A lot of you guys are aligning with abundance, or you're being guided to align with abundance. This is really shifting into your higher self. This could be like suddenly, and this is from Twin Flame, suddenly the Twin Flame connection is bringing you a lot of abundance. Oftentimes it's from your Divine Feminine's energy. A lot of masculines don't realize that. And this is why it's important too that you guys are kind of learning how to navigate that togetherness. So a lot of masculines, suddenly their luck begins to change because, you know, that's the Divine Feminine energy, or even the energy of the union too. So you're noticing since you've met this person, your twin flame, a lot of things are opening up, we'll say, whether this is your manifestation gifts and abilities, tapping into more abundance, more positive things. So your Divine Feminine energy is coming through very strongly in this reading, but you're being guided to continue to move through your own healing process of releasing and raising your vibration and reprogramming things. That's what we do from the 3D to the 5D. The 3D is a program. I hate to say that, matrix program. And we're being guided to change our thoughts and beliefs and to really align with the 5D, raising our frequency and kind of doing that inner work. Make sure you're getting some help. One of my favorite cards of the deck, Twin Flame Facilitator. I'm like, hi. That's why I do these videos, so you guys can find me. If you resonate, get some help. This is going to save you so much hassle, blocks, and all of that. So if you're needing help, make sure that you're getting it. A lot of times masculines, I was saying this to a Divine Feminine this morning, I got it, I'm fine. Like, even not fine, right? Make sure you're getting help with this. This is going to help you with getting things out and healing too, okay? Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords, and I love this because this is my Mercury card too, but it's like, it's also cutting cords because we have a lot of this. We have energy attachments coming up, cutting cords. So you guys are being guided to do the work to raise your vibrational frequency, cut off anything lower vibrational. And this is also healing pain from your past that's coming up. So you have things that are not fully healed that are coming up from your past, probably connected to previous relationships based on the past couple of cards that we've had. So we have blocks and wounds coming up from your previous relationships because of the twin flame triggering them to the surface, something that you need to heal here, okay? You're meant to be working together. We have the Three of Pentacles, which is my, once again, it's a twin flame confirmation card, but you guys already know that if you're watching this. This is making sure that you guys are on the same, we say same page, but it's same frequency. That's why twin flames both solo generally do the work to raise your vibrational frequency, or it gets heavy, right? So needing to both vibrate really, really high, that's where the magic happens. This is like you're working together whether you know that or not. And I don't want to get into the higher soul stuff, but trust me, you're working together. It's like you each kind of took on half the karmic load, and trust me, it fits together. So when you're doing this work, you're working either to come together or to stay together and vibrate at a higher frequency together. But we have a couple blocks coming up for the Divine Masculine. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is like some of you guys are being impatient. So when I have this upright, I love this card. It's like he is chilled out, not in a hurry, not in a rush, and like kind of trusting the process. But there's a block here. There's something going on here, like where you might be too focused on money, status, or just like being impatient and being in a rush and not trusting the process, getting lazy about doing your work. It's like some type of block here. Yes, it can be around money because we've talked about that, but I think sometimes it's just around the energy of it too. Sometimes it's like maybe trying to move too fast. It could be trying to control things, okay? So that's the ego. We need to sometimes surrender control to the universe too, and the higher level of it, or allow the connection to unfold and flow. So we have the Devil in reverse. Now this is it's a block because this is attachments. You're being guided to continue to detach yourself from addictions. And I love this because sometimes they're subtle and sometimes not. Sometimes they're actually our thoughts and mental, or actual physical. Now, this is like anything where you need to shift into taking back your power and freeing yourself. Now, my favorite when I deal with this card is just attachments. These could be attachments in our energy field. Yes, it can be from, things we know are not good for us. Sometimes that's the karmic connections. like it could be people in your field. It could be friends, family, lovers, whatever. Things in your field that are attachments. It could be like on the external, okay? Things you know aren't good for you, but you can't resist and you can't get away from. It could be literal, actual energy attachments. And sometimes this is why we have to do the energy work, because we have them in our field. and they can affect our thoughts, our energetic balance, and things like that too. When I see people that are, I don't want to say this, but when I see people that have illness they can't get rid of, oftentimes that's some of the root. It depends, but oftentimes it can be very connected to that, okay? Negative thoughts, low frequencies, zapped energy, you know, especially the weird health stuff, whatever. We all have attachments work that we're doing, whether this is negative habits and patterns, thinking patterns, or even on the energy level, or even physically connected to us through energy cords. So when I see this card, it's like energy clearing work is coming up. And when you do that clearing work, you're going to start to see your thoughts are a lot more positive. You have a lot more energy. You're feeling a lot better. You may know like, okay, this is an external situation that's kind of affecting me. Or, you know, I've been giving away my power through certain connections, or maybe not, and it could be something on the energy level. So twin flames have a lot of clear work to do. With this is like, you need to cut your cords from a past connection. This could be a previous relationship that you already got out of, but you didn't cut your cords enough and it's still affecting you on the energy level. Or it could be something current, still like kind of, you know, that you've been giving away your power to something externally, or just needing to do some type of clearing work to release any type of energetic attachments. And it's like, and it just depends. I do tons of work with different masculines too on different things. So it just kind of depends on what that is for you. If you know you have bad habits, and sometimes we see that like in many different forms, okay? It just depends. Ways you need to clean up your energy though, that will help with your union, obviously with yourself, but it's meant to motivate you to kind of do that work for your union as well too. Okay, I'm going on that note. Have a beautiful day. If you guys do need me, you know where to find me. sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I have, you know, you can do anything in my shop all the time anyways. I have healings up for the next couple of days, and then I'll be getting my eclipse stuff up tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. You need me, just go ahead and book any healings on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com.